Take 705. Hello. Now, hello. I'm going to make the assumption and say that there's probably a smartphone or a phone somewhere near you. Now, that phone is probably a lot more advanced than the phone that you had 2 years ago. But how much more advanced? It's now able to probably take pictures and be your GPS, and it's replaced those other devices. Now, how long into the future until your phone becomes smart enough to take on tasks that only you're capable of, such as driving a car or producing an English essay? How long until your phone is able to become smart enough to take your job? I'm Tyler Hobson. I'll be talking about the technological singularity. Technological singularity is marked as a point in our future where we produce an intelligence that is greater than our own. An intelligence that will have a radical effect on our society, not only in its structure, but in our society's progression. Now, I'm talking about something that's way in the future, and I understand if you may not want to, if you may think that I'm wrong or that I have no way of knowing, and I'm spouting about something that's way in the future, and my advice or my sentiments should be taken with a grain of salt. But please, just listen to the trends I lay out and make your own assumptions. Now I'm going to talk about our current progress in technology, the speed with which our technology is accelerating, and the different routes that our technology may take to reach the technological singularity. Now, let's make a comparison. A comparison of our current computing potential and the computers that we use on an everyday basis. The computer that is between our ears. The organic computer that consists of 86 billion neurons that connect in connections to multiple other neurons. These connections, called synapses, are estimated to be around 100 trillion. Now, our best attempt at emulating the human brain was done by a German and Japanese research group using the K computer, the fourth fastest computer in the world. Now, in 40 minutes, they were able to emulate 1% of brain activity in 1 second. So that's a pretty long time to do what our brain does in 1 second, only 100 times more complicated. So that's how far we've come with our technology. How fast is our technology improving? Gordon Moore wrote in his 1965 paper that the density of transistors should double every 2 years. Now, that means that we can expect to see that our computers will be twice as fast in 2 years, that our cameras will have twice as many megapixels as they did 2 years ago. And Chris A. Mack, an expert in photolithography, has shown in his article in IEE, Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, that for the past 50 years, this trend has remained solid. Now, if we take where we are in technology, and we take how fast we're accelerating, we can use that to predict that in 35.6 years, we should be able to implement a computer that is 240,000 times faster than the computer that we have today. A computer that should be able to emulate the human brain in real time. Now, that's one route to producing an intelligence that is only equal. 2 years later, we should have twice the computing potential. We should be able to run that emulated calculation in half the time it would take our brain to do the same task. Now, Werner Vinge, a mathematics professor at San Diego University, wrote in IEE Spectrum magazine in 2008 many different scenarios that we could take to reach the technological singularity. Many of these will be familiar because science fiction is often spurred on by science, as mentioned by previous speakers. Now, the AI scenario, a scenario played out in movies like The Matrix or I, Robot, is very familiar to us. A scenario in which we produce a machine that is able to think much faster than we can. There's also the biomedical scenario, a scenario where we accelerate the processes of neurons, either genetically or chemically, to promote an intelligence that is greater than our past intelligence. So technology is increasing at an exponential rate, and there's many different paths it could take. Should we be afraid that the Terminator is just around the corner? I don't think so, and I don't like to think like that. I don't want to give it a negative light, like in The Matrix or in the Terminator series. I like to think of it more positively, like in Star Trek, where we use technology as a tool to explore the world, the universe, and go off and meet aliens that are oddly similar, speak English, and deadly attractive to James T. Kirk. But this is only a prediction that's shared by many computer scientists. But you don't have to take my word for it or their word for it. Simply be aware of the exponential rate that our technology is increasing and the near limitless potential that it has.